Welcome back. And in our top business story, the Dubai International Financial Centre and Luxembourg for Finance met the DIFC on Tuesday to discuss how to further the development of the financial services industry in the GCC through potential collaboration. Luxembourg is the second largest investment fund centre in the world and the Eurozone's premier hub for private banking. The two parties discussed growth opportunities for the financial services sector in the GCC, which is expected to drive the economic growth of the wider region. The seminar also discussed the possible effects of global regulatory standards and the main challenges facing regional financial institutions. The seminar also highlighted the efforts that are being undertaken in Europe. Abdullah Mohammed Al-Awar, the CEO of the DIFC authority, stated that with the new regulations, it is important that we continue supporting not only DIFC-based firms, but also those in the UAE and wider GCC by expanding the range of financial services and products available to them. Sanad Aero Solutions, Mubadala Aerospace's component and engine financing solutions group, has partnered up with Abu Dhabi National Leasing to provide up to 620.7 million dirhams in lease financing to Etihad Airways for spare engine sale and leaseback transactions. ADNL, a wholly owned asset-based lease finance arm of the National Bank of Abu Dhabi, has provided Sanad with a fully underwritten long-term lease facility in support of the purchase and leaseback of 5 GE90 and 6 Rolls-Royce Trent 500 engines. Each engine is contracted for a 10-year operating lease term, according to their joint statement that was released today. The transaction takes the total contracted value of Sanad's long-term engine and component access and leasing transactions to well over $500 million since its launch in 2010. The UAE Exchange, one of the oldest and largest in the UAE, has sold a 40% stake to Centurion Investments for an estimated $2 billion according to media reports. UAE Exchange was a part of Abu Dhabi's new medical centre, of which 40% was sold to Centurion last year for $1.39 billion. Officials have not disclosed an amount as yet, but said that the Centurion entry will help fund and expand further. And more 2011 year-end results were out, with Waha Capital posting net profits of 155.31 million dirhams and a net profit of 92.95 million dirhams for Q4. Meanwhile, the UAE's utility company Tabreed announced that its fourth quarter net profit more than doubled, rising to 52.9 million dirhams, up from 21.1 million from the previous year. So with that, let's now take a look at the stock indices across the GCC. All but 2 of the European Union's 27 members have signed up to a new treaty on tighter fiscal rules after a summit in Brussels. So what sort of effect will the non-inclusion of the UK and Czech Republic have on the pact and the future of the EU? And what sort of effect will the early implementation for the European Stability Mechanism have on European governments? Well, we earlier spoke with Philippe Dauba-Pantanacce, the senior economist at Standard Chartered Bank.
The non-inclusion of the UK and the Czech Republic shouldn't be seen really as a problem because anyway they're not part of the Eurozone or the fiscal compact. What is very important though is that the UK did not oppose the use of EU-wide institution to further decision made by the fiscal compact countries. The second element that is very important is that a seat will be allowed to countries that are not part of the fiscal compact in any future decision. So in terms of the ESM or bailout mechanism, I think that more than a direct impact on the government, it has reassured the market tremendously. And on the same issue, what is very important is that the European Central Bank seems to have changed its role a little bit by allowing the banks to tap the market with unlimited cheap money, which has really averted a major credit crunch lately. There's going to be a new auction later in the month, on the 29th of February, that should prove also very successful. And we think that it's really a positive move from the ECB.